At Nissan of Silsbee, did you know that we have a complete service department? Whether you need detailed mechanical work or just a $12.95 oil change, we can handle it for you. And we rent new Nissans. And we rent to everybody. Get a 3-day weekend for just $99 or rent it longer.
And of course, we sell. Get a 2011 Nissan Altima for just $199 per month or get a great deal on a certified pre-owned vehicle.
But best of all, at Nissan of Silsbee, we're making deals the Silsbee way.
j.p.white, SportsSpeak Sports. Hey, here we talk sports and a few other things, and now I'm happy to have you. It's okay if I hit you on the shoulder like that.
Yeah.
LW, Linwood, Red Cooper.
Right.
Red Cooper, you were an 18 and all Southwestern bellman.
Right.
And you were a constable, and you were the court bailiff, and you're the secretary treasurer of the Pentecostal church.
Right.
I got all that right?
Yes, sir.
Did you play football?
No.
Oh, sure. I'm going to have a hard time talking to you. I'm supposed to talk to you about sports. How about what did you play? Did you play anything?
Baseball.
Baseball. What position did you play?
Shortstop, second base, catch.
No kidding.
Right.
Well, okay, when you were catching, you knew what the shortstop and second base were supposed to be doing, didn't you?
Right.
But when you played shortstop, did you know what the catcher was doing?
No.
There you go. Is the catcher the quarterback of the team?
Yes.
He's supposed to tell me about that. Now, how's that work? How's he telling all these people out there what he's doing?
Well, he can position them where to play, and he calls the pitch he wants, and he knows if it's going to be a curveball. It may be he knows where to put his players. So he just more or less engineers the whole field.
I see that pitcher shaking his head like this every once in a while. What is that all about?
He don't want the pitch that I call for.
Oh, that's what that is. I wondered what he's talking about. I thought he was sort of nervous or something.
No, he don't feel like that he wants to throw that particular pitch.
And then sometimes he throws something else. They hit a home run.
Right.
I bet the catcher kind of likes it when he gets a hit when he rejects your call. Do you?
Right.
You're annoyed about that, aren't
Right. Tell him he'll learn to listen to you.
Tell me something else about that then. Where did you play that baseball?
In Louisiana, a little school called Chatham, Louisiana.
Called what?
Chatham.
Chatham.
We were so small that all we had was baseball and basketball.
Did you play basketball?
Yes.
What position were you?
Guard.
What?
A guard.
Is that a point guard or that wasn't a point guard?
Back then it was a guard.
Tell me about that, the difference. Now they're talking about point guard. I don't understand. It seems to me, I don't tell me, what do they mean by that? I don't.
Well, the point, it's all about the same thing, I think, but the point guard, he more or less, sets up the plays, calls the plays, and engineers the play. He's a playmaker.
Oh, I don't see him doing anything except grabbing that ball and dribbling down court. Now, how's he calling? What's he talking to him?
Yes, he calls.
Out loud?
Out loud.
I don't hear him ever.
Yeah, but he calls the play.
Did he use numbers or say something?
Numbers.
Okay. And, well, other than the point guard, what else they have in their team? What do they call the rest of it?
Forwards and center.
Okay.
The center's usually the tall man.
What's the post? I heard him talking about the post.
That's probably the forwards, the two forwards shooting and set up on each side of the center. And the point guards out front controlling it.
All right. Then you played in Chatham, Louisiana, and you didn't go to college and play ball?
No, sir. I had a chance to go to Northwestern down in Natchitoches, Louisiana on a baseball scholarship, but I went into the Army. I didn't go to the college.
Did you go in the Army?
Yes, sir.
Let's see, the Army, what division were you in or something?
I was in the artillery.
Artillery?
Right.
Did you really shoot those big guns?
Yes, sir. 105 Hauser.
What's that? What's a 105 Hauser?
Well, 105 Hauser is a cannon on the wheels.
Yes.
And you put open the breech and stick a shell up in there, and then you pull the leader. You shoot 7 miles effective range on a 105 Hauser.
That gun's long near that wall over there?
Yes, sir.
On the wheel?
On wheels.
Do they still have them hooked to a vehicle usually when they're shooting them so they can move them?
No, they set them up out there they unhook them.
Worry about moving them.
No. Just set them up, And you got a forward observer that gives you the coordinates to set, and that's where you shoot the round.
At what time, which war were we in when you were in there?
Well, probably I was in before the Vietnam started and the Korean conflict. It was back then. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You're constable.
Yes, sir.
What does the constable do? I can't keep up with all this
The
stuff.
constable's main objective is to serve civil process out of a J.P. court. But we're a certified peace officer in the state of Texas, and we can do anything. We can write citations, and we can make arrests, and we can enforce the law. But the main objective is civil process. We keep the court system going.
Okay, you're also a court bailiff in the district court.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
What's that all about?
Court bailiff is more or less security for the judge and making the courtroom safe, and taking care of the jury whenever you have a jury summoned to try a case. Then the bailiff is in charge of them, take care of them, make sure their wants are met, and whatever they need, that's what we get, and inform the judge if there is a problem, and just take care of the jury and make sure the courtroom's safe for everybody and protect the judge.
How many years you been doing that?
20 years.
Okay. Now over on the other court, that's Judge Stover.
Yes, sir.
Who is his bailiff?
Author guy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. He's doing good, obviously.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Doing real good.
Well, I know you're the Secretary of Treasury of the First Pentecostal Church, right?
Yes, sir. I think the best decision that a family man could make was, of course, to raise his family in church and teach them the rights and wrongs. And I think that would be the best decision that a family man can make.
You got 2 or 3 sons named Cooper, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
One of them with the ambulance service or something, and one of them with what is that? I don't know what the other did. I can't remember.
The oldest boy is a sergeant on the sheriff patrol. He works for the county as a sheriff department. And the second boy is a mortician. He runs Broussard's here in Silsbee. And the youngest boy is the nurse but works for the Acadian Ambulance Company. And my daughter works for Southampton in the office out there.
Oh, okay. They got 4 of them. 3 boys and a girl.
3 boys and a girl.
Okay. How long have you been married?
Well, next year will be 50 years.
50 years. There you go.
Yes, sir.
Oh, where did your wife grow up?
Over in Louisiana.
Y'all Cajun?
Yes, sir. I went to school in Chatham High School, and she went to school in Eros High School, which was 6 miles apart.
Well, how about that? Oh, I can't miss on that deal.
Yes.
The producer knows that my lady friend was born in Leachville, Arkansas. I'm born in Manila, and that's 8 miles apart. How about that? Something similar. Well, let's see. You gave me the decision. You gave me some philosophy. What else you want to tell me?
Well, I think that our school was so small that we didn't have a football team, but I'm telling you, we were powerhouses in baseball and basketball. And of course, back then, when we didn't have in the playoffs, we went to Baton Rouge at LSU to play the state tournaments. That's where we did all of it. And we got to go and stay in the dormitories at LSU Stadium. And for country folks like us, that was a big thing. So we usually got to go twice a year in baseball, the state tournament, and the state tournament in basketball. So that was a big event for us little old country town. But we were very talented in baseball because over in Duboc, Louisiana, they had a Northeast Louisiana baseball tournament, and where you had to go there by invitation, and we were the only small school that was invited. You had the schools out of Shreveport, Fair Park, and Byrd, and out of Monroe, Louisiana, Neville, Washita, but we were the only small school that got to go and play in that big tournament. And that's where all the baseball scouts from the pro teams were. They'd come to that one tournament and scout it. And And again, I'm telling you this because that was a big event for a small school. We actually had scouts come down to our dugout and sit on the bench with us.
There you go, okay.
So that was very exciting.
Cajun, what does that mean?
South.
South?
Yeah. Cajun,
okay.
French.
Yeah, how did you manage to get, well, I saw a bumper sticker the other day, so I wasn't born in Texas, but I sure did hurry to get here. What about you?
Well, I came here to Beaumont to visit my brother. He moved out, and so I put in my application at all the refineries and Western Electric, and so Western Electric called me and told me, said, you passed the test, that you'll see that you're married and has a family. Now, Southwestern Bell is hiring. Why don't you go over to them and see? They don't travel. So I went over and filled out the application. They hired me. So that's how I got here to come to Beaumont to see my brother. And he worked for Idaho, and then he went out to Houston Chemical. But he was here before I came.
And then when you started working for Southwestern Bell, where? Right here?
In
or
Beaumont. Beaumont.
You worked
and I
down
worked
there?
for Beaumont for 5 years, and then I came to Seals.
And how long did you work for the telephone company?
27 years.
27 years.
Yes, sir.
You still retired?
From Southwestern Bell, but I still work for the court and the bailiff.
You still
go.
work? You guys got something to do.
Oh yeah, stay busy.
Yeah, I've seen you over there in that courtroom. You're impressive, and
Well, thank you.
it looked like some guy kind of got a little out of hand. You nab him to the neck.
We don't have that much trouble, but sometimes there is an isolated case.
What else you want to tell me?
Well, I just want to tell you that in December I got to make an announcement. I'm going to run again. for
Oh,
Constable.
what?
And I've won 5 4-year terms as Constable.
No kidding.
Yes, sir.
And in December you make a decision when do we vote again?
March.
January, March of 2012?
Right.
That's it. So it's
And
there's been no redo in November. Unless you get a time.
Unless you get a Republican or Democrat opponent, then you in the general election you have a.
Who are you, a Republican or a Democrat?
I'm a Democrat. I've won 20 years on the Democrat ticket.
You still going to be a
Still
Democrat?
going to be a Democrat.
You don't think you want to be a Republican?
No.
Oh, sure.
I'm going to stay on the horse that brought me.
Well, the rest of those guys, are you going to dance with the lady that brought you?
Right.
How about that? Some of these other guys, a lot of these other guys done changed. What about them?
Most everybody has, and that's fine. That's good. But I figure, that I've won that many years as a Democrat. I'm going to stay that party. So.
I didn't get enough about the church. Your pastor, Reverend Duplessis. Tell me, is he still the senior pastor or something, or what?
No, sir. His son-in-law is the pastor. He retired. Brother Duplessis retired, and his son-in-law, Homer Looper, is the pastor.
j.p.white, SportsSpeak Sports. We speak sports, and happy to have Red Cooper, and we'll be back with somebody else next time.